Welcome back to Ronin Recap. Now on to the next chapter.
Clink. When Lin Fan placed the glass on the table, it rang clear and crisp. Qin Yuxuan quickly looked away. Although Qin Yuxuan had not started drinking yet, her pretty face was already completely flushed. Qin Yuxuan took a big gulp of wine as if to cover it up. Lin Fan commented, "It's rich and refreshing. At the same time, it has a special fruity fragrance. It's not bad. This ace of spades is authentic." He had heard that many places often used fake alcohol to trick people to make money. Lin Fan poured himself another glass of wine and drank it all in one gulp. It's a pity that the fruity fragrance is coming off a little strong and the smell of alcohol is too light. In comparison, Louis XIII tastes a little better. I'll have a bottle of Louis XIII, Lin Fan said. It was obvious that after tasting the ace of spades, Lin Fan's alcohol addiction had been triggered. "We don't have Louis XIII here," the waiter said apologetically. "If you want, I can help you get it from other stores." "Okay, then I'll give you 50,000 yuan. Take the extra as a tip. However, I have a request." "It must be authentic," Lin Fan said. The waiter almost jumped up in excitement. "A bottle of Louis XIII only costs about 30,000. 50,000. He could get a tip of more than 10,000 yuan. This was already equivalent to a few months of his salary. The waiter immediately patted his chest and promised, "Sir, don't worry. I know the owner of that shop. I can guarantee that it's authentic." Lin Fan nodded and transferred 50,000 yuan to the waiter. If it was someone else who was ordering a bottle of alcohol that cost tens of thousands of yuan, Qin Yuxuan would definitely think that he was showing off his wealth. She would feel repulsed. However, Lin Fan's gentlemanly actions when he drank and his clear eyes when he bought the alcohol made Qin Yuxuan think he was not showing off his wealth. It was pure love and appreciation for wine. Skill, drinking gentleman, unlimited charm. Not long after, the panting waiter placed a beautifully packaged bottle of Louis XIII on the table. "Sir, your drink," the waiter said excitedly. With a soft thud, the bottle cap fell to the ground. He slowly poured some of the light red cognac into the glass. Lin Fan first sniffed it, then poured it into his mouth. "Great job. It's authentic," Lin Fan said. "Thank you for the compliment, sir," the waiter said happily. It would have been normal for the waiter to want to stay by Lin Fan's side all the time now. That way, he would be sure to get more benefits. However, the waiter glanced at Qin Yuxuan, who was sitting opposite Lin Fan. He understood what he should do and said, "If you need anything else, just call me over." Looking at how Lin Fan was enjoying himself, Qin Yuxuan followed suit and tried a mouthful of Louis XIII. However, she choked and coughed. "Are you all right? Louis XIII is nice, but it's too strong. Ace of spades is more suitable for women." Qin Yuxuan took a bite of the skewers and said, "I'm fine. I'm fine." At the start, Lin Fan did not eat much and only drank a few glasses of alcohol. However, as time passed, the food in his stomach was gradually digested. Therefore, he also started eating. The two of them looked at each other as they reminisced about their time in high school. They talked and laughed in a relaxed manner. Qin Yuxuan had only drunk 3 small glasses of wine, but when she left Miss, her face was as red as a ripe apple. On the other hand, Lin Fan did not show much of a reaction. It was as if he had only drunk 2 bottles of water. Qin Yuxuan stood at the entrance of Miss, looking at the river view in the distance. She sighed satisfiedly, "It's so beautiful." Lin Fan pointed to a place not far away. "We can only see a small part of the river from here. When we get to the hill, not only will we be able to see the entire river, but we can also see the entire Jiangbei city." "Then let's hurry over," Qin Yuxuan said excitedly. Lin Fan nodded his head and walked forward. Standing on the hillside, one could see the flowing Milky Way above both sides of the river. The stars north of the river were shining like bright flames in the sky. Qin Yuxuan's beautiful black eyes flickered as she exclaimed, "It's so beautiful!" Pitter-patter. At this moment, the sound of water came from behind them. Then, 4 men with dyed hair who were reeking of alcohol walked out of the shadows while still zipping up their pants. "Hey, there's a pretty girl here. Hey, pretty lady, do you want to hang out with us? I'll make you happy." That's right. The 4 of them looked at Qin Yuxuan's sweet face and perfect figure. Under the influence of alcohol, they were like hungry wolves, their eyes full of desire. Qin Yuxuan looked at the 4 guys who were getting closer and closer, and her expression darkened. The scenery here was beautiful, but the surroundings were a little deserted, and there were no surveillance cameras at all. Moreover, it did not seem like she could afford to offend these 4 people either. Furthermore, they had been drinking. Qin Yuxuan's face was covered in sweat. Lin Fan hissed coldly, "Get lost before I get angry." This sentence did not scare the 4 of them away. "Pretty lady, this is your man, right? I can tell that he's a softie. I don't think he has ever satisfied you. Today, we'll give you a good time." The red-haired man laughed, revealing 2 rows of yellow teeth. "That's right. Let's have a good time." The other 3 laughed along. As the 4 of them spoke, they continued to move forward. "Qin Yuxuan, stand back a little," Lin Fan said. After saying that, Lin Fan unhurriedly rolled up his sleeves. The next moment, he took a step forward. A fierce and swift fist landed on the red-haired thug's face. Thud! The terrifying force sent the redhead flying to the ground. However, Lin Fan did not stop there. Thud! Thud! Then, he threw punch after punch at the red-haired man's face like a storm. The red-haired man's nose was broken, his teeth had fallen out, and his face became a bloody mess. He passed out. Only then did Lin Fan stand up and punch the green-haired man's chest. Crack! The ribs in the man's chest were broken. Crack! Crack! Lin Fan continued swinging his fists and broke more than 10 ribs, sending the man to the ground like a slop. The other 2 people were scared out of their wits, and they turned to run. However, Lin Fan jumped out like a leopard and broke one of their arms and another one's legs. The whole process was extremely cruel and bloody. Qin Yuxuan hated violence, but she did not take her eyes off Lin Fan's every move. It was as if Lin Fan was not resorting to violence at all. Instead, he was performing a beautiful dance that would captivate anyone. Skill, violent aesthetics, true manliness. He was low-key, introverted, humorous, fashionable, gentlemanly when drinking, and even beautiful when fighting. At long last, Qin Yuxuan fell head over heels for him. Ding! Charm aura, triggered unforgettable memory. The next moment, Qin Yuxuan could not help but jump into Lin Fan's arms.
Hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe and see you in the next chapter.